So there was the Amy Coney Barrett hearings wrapping up. I think the Senate Judiciary Committee should have done this from the get-go. I think they should have done this from day one. But they boycotted the vote on Amy Coney Barrett, and I just wanted to point that out. So what they did is you can see the Republicans are here, and the Democrats. What they did is they started posting pictures of people whom they've had direct contact with in regards to the Affordable Care Act, and they just look little kids, just random ass folks, just decided to put them up there. Obviously it doesn't do anything. Obviously it's just for, a photo op. The Republicans are going to look this kid in the face and go like, "Damn right, I hope you die, bitch." Right? Cuz the Republicans are crazy. They're psychopaths. But this is what they should have done from the get-go. Amy Coney Barrett's got like a something like a somewhat slim majority approval rating, right? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They should have done this from the get-go. Them showing up, Dianne Feinstein hugging Lindsey Graham. What? This whole thing was a disaster by the Democrats. Like, it was an absolute and utter clusterfuck disaster. But at least they're doing something at the very end of it. At least they're doing something at the very end of it. But Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. This is Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court. This is going to have reverberating effects for this country. And it might not be noticeable in the next year. They might lay low for a couple years. But if there is, if 2022 happens and there is continual socialist push in this country, more and more debt, like the Republican Party gets eradicated or something. That's my goal, is I want to eradicate the Republican Party. I want them to have 0 senators, 0 representatives. I want them to have no one, right? But even if that happens, maybe not in the next 2 years, but the next 10 years, Amy Coney Barrett will be on the Supreme Court to fuck anything up that people actually want to try to get passed. It's going to require court reform. And leftists, anyone who has a leftist mindset of any variety, needs to remember this. Because court reform, what's most likely going to happen is Joe Biden's going to win. And they're going to win the Senate. And they're going to be able to do certain moderate bits of court reform, but they're not going to. That's my presumption, is they're not going to. You have Joe Biden say Amy Coney Barrett seems like a nice woman or whatever the fuck. Come on, Joe. What are you doing? Stop it. You're being cringe, right? But we need to remember that the Supreme Court is, and especially if the Supreme Court ends up deciding this election, then I think, we can maybe get some other tools of the trade that may or may not be valuable. But the Supreme Court needs to be reformed. It needs to be abolished. It needs to just be changed incredibly. And this is something we cannot forget. This is one of, if not the biggest institutional body that is directly, not even remotely, not passively opposed, but this is a direct opposition to anything that a communist, an anarchist, a socialist, right, a centrist, a liberal, anything that you would ever want to accomplish. Amy Coney Barrett is the direct antithesis. This makes Brett Kavanaugh the voice of reason on the Supreme Court. Brett Kavanaugh? Remember that guy? I like a few beers, Senator. Do you like beers? I like beers. That guy is now the voice of reason on the Supreme Court because of Amy Coney Barrett. So you need to remember that. This is a huge problem, and it's going to be with us for a long, 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 long time. And that it just needs to be understood. Needs to be understood. Republicans are legit just psychopaths. That's what they are. They take pride in hurting other people. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the feeling. It's like, yes, all those people should die and suffer. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Um, but I'm worried. I'm really worried, and that's my signal about the Supreme Court. Sega Dude in the chat says Dems are gonna get fucking destroyed in 2024. If they don't do anything, yes. Tom Cotton has already started laying groundwork. I don't have the article here. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. But Tom Cotton has already started laying groundwork for a 2024 campaign. That's already happening. So, they're going to try to kill us. They will stop at any means necessary to kill us. So that it just needs to be understood. Republicans are murderers. There is no if, there is no and. If you have even a remote understanding of politics, you would instantly know Republicans are murderers and Democrats are their witnesses. And that's kind of the relationship that goes on in Congress.